Hello, welcome to a Team SNG test hands video. Today we are going to be doing the test hands for pure Tri-Brigade featured on the channel earlier this week. Check out the link in the description below to see the deck profile. While I got your attention, I'd like to ask you guys, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a subscribe. So, this is a going first deck, so we're going to do 3 going first test hands. And really, the goal is to build an interesting board that I've discovered with this deck where you lock your opponent out of being able to use special summon monster effects until they can put link monsters on the board, utilizing Griffin and TriBrigade Revolt. That all being said, let's get into it. Alright, so, onto our first test hand. Reborn Tengu, good, so we have our deck's normal summon. Tri-Brigade Revolt, okay, we don't have to search it, which is nice. Danger Thunderbird, okay, so an extender. Another Tri-Brigade Revolt. And a Fire Formation Tenki. Okay, so we actually have full combo here. We're going to start off with our Tenki. Searching us our Fractal, sending off our Kit and our Nerval. Well, Kit will send off our Nerval, and then Nerval will search us our Karis. At this point, what we're going to do is we are going to normal summon our Reborn Tengu. Then we're going to activate Karis, discarding our Danger Thunderbird to special summon himself. At this point, we're going to use our Karis to link 2. Fractal and Kit. We're going to go into Double Dragon Lords. At this point, we're going to go link 2 with our Karis and our Tengu. So seeing as we don't need to go into our Bear Room to find our Revolt, because we've already got it, we can actually go into our Farragut. And then that will let us go, because we used Reborn Tengu on field, we can actually get another Reborn Tengu. Then what we'll do is we will go link 3 using Farragut and Tengu into our Rugal. And that will then search us out another... that will special summon us another Reborn Tengu. And then Farragut will let us draw 1 and put 1 on the bottom of our deck. So we'll draw into our Airborne Assault, and we'll put one of our 2 Revolts back on the bottom of our deck. So this is fine. So at this point, we're in okay shape because we can special summon another monster. So we're going to use our Airborne Assault to get us another monster. We'll target our Rugal, meaning that we can only special summon another beast. We can only special summon a beast or a winged beast. We'll summon out one of our Galluses. That's fine. then what we'll do is we will go with our third Reborn Tengu, our Star Beast, and our Overlord. We will go straight into our Ominous Shuriag. Or, sorry, not our Ominous Shuriag. Because while Ominous Shuriag is something we're going to want on the board, we're going to actually go into our Nightmare Griffin. Then we will set our Tri-Brigade Revolt. And on our opponent's turn, because our opponent could put something in this extra monster zone and use its effect, what we're going to want to do is, during their standby phase, we're going to shotgun the Tri-Brigade Revolt, putting Kit, Fractal, actually Kit, Nerval from our grave, and Farragut back on the board, and then linking all three away for Ominous Shuriag, which we will summon into this zone here. Ominous Shuriag is linked because it is pointing to Rugal. Rugal is linked because it's pointing to Griffin. Griffin is linked because it's pointing to both. So all of their effects are live, although Griffin's effect is come and gone. And because we used Kit and Nerval, we're going to get to send and search. And then because we used Farragut, we could draw and put something back on the bottom of the grave, or the bottom of the deck as well. So our Tri-Brigade Revolt has basically locked our opponent out of using special summon monster effects because we have our Nightmare Griffin here. And if our opponent does look like they're going to be able to get link arrows set up, we can use our Rugal at any point to special summon back either our Kit or our Nerval, and that will then trigger off our Ominous Shuriag to let us banish off whatever it is it looks like they're going to go into. So as you can see, this deck can create such an interesting lock. It is kind of resource heavy, but at the end of the day, you know, you've locked your opponent out of everything. There is a way to do it with Bearbrum, which I'm hoping I'll get to show you at some point during this tutorial. Okay, so on to our next test hand. Nerval. Okay, not the greatest thing to see in our opening hand, but it could be the end. It won't be the end of the world. Kit, again, not really what we want to see. Foolish Burial, okay, so we can at least see a Nerval. Airborne Assault, and Rendezvous. So, this isn't totally ideal, but we can still get to our Reborn Tengu, and that can let us get into some other stuff. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we are going to activate Foolish Burial. Sending from the deck to the grave. Nerval. Searching. Karis. Then with Karis, we're going to send Kit to special summon himself and search ourselves and send our Fractal as well. At this point, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go with our Karis. We're going to banish off Kit and Nerval, keeping Fractal in grave. And we're going to go into our link to Bearbrum. Now, the nice thing about Bearbrum is it's a 1700 attack beast, so we can use our Airborne Assault to get us to our Reborn Tengu. Okay. At this point, we're going to go link 2. Into our Farragut. Reborn Tengu will go off in grave to summon another Reborn Tengu. And since we haven't used our normal summon at this point, we can actually normal summon our Nerval. Using Nerval's effect. Using Nerval's effect, we're going to banish 3. So a Reborn Tengu, a Karis, and a Fractal. To go into our Rugal. Then we're going to go Link 4 with our Farigit, our Nerval, and our Reborn Tengu. Oh no, that's fine. Go Link 4. Our Reborn Tengu Engrave will summon another Reborn Tengu, and our Farigit will let us draw a card and place one on the bottom of the deck. So we'll do the Reborn Tengu first because we don't want to draw it. So now we have our Reborn Tengu on field. And then we are going to shuffle our deck. And draw. Okay, so Gallus the Star Knight, not bad. We're going to place the Rendezvous on the bottom of our grave. At this point, we're actually fine. We don't need to keep extending. But we're going to actually try and get Gallus off, so we're going to activate Gallus' Star Beast effect. Way! Not bad. That'll then burn our opponent for 1600 damage as well. And we're going to go... At this point, we're going to go Link 4 into a 3-material Appaloosa. So we'll demark that with our 3 on the dice. So we now have a 3-material Appaloosa. And now, because Bearbrim was used as link material, it will let us search out... Oh no. Our TriBrigade Revolt. This will then let us set our TriBrigade Revolt. And again, on our opponent's turn, we're going to shotgun our Revolt. Special summon our Bearbrim. And our Farigit. And then link both our Bearbrim and Farigit off. This time we're going to want to put our Shuriag here instead, just so that our opponent can't benefit off of any of our link arrows pointing to zones that they could utilize. So now our opponent is going to have to play through not being able to use monsters' effects unless they are linked, not having a link arrow pointing to any of the zones they can utilize, and they're also playing through 3 negates. And that was just because we had a couple extra extenders that let us get to an Appaloosa on board as well, which is really nice. And again, if our opponent does look like they're going to pop off or be able to break our board in some way, shape, or form, our Rugal can at any point special summon out, probably in this case a Nerval, in case it does get destroyed, to trigger our Shuriag to pop something on our opponent's field. Alright, so, final test hand. So, onto our final test hand. Dogman, Nerval, Gallus, Tengu, Tenki. Alright, so we're in good shape here. We have our Tenki and our Tengu, and we also have an extender potentially. So we're going to start off with our Tenki. Search our Fractal. Pitch our Fractal. Send our Kit. Send our Nerval. Search our Karis. Very typical opening play. At this point, we're going to activate Star Beast, revealing Star Beast. Top card of our deck is a Fractal, so that special summons Star Beast and burns our opponent for 800 points. Then we are going to activate our Karis. We'll send off Dogman, just because we'd rather keep the Nerval for next turn if we can. So that'll special summon our Karis. And then we'll normal summon our Tengu, because there's no point in us not normal summoning it. So at this point, we're going to go with our Karis. We're going to banish off 2 in our Kit and our Nerval. That will get us to our Dragon Lords. Then we're going to go Link 2 using Karis and Tengu into our Bear Broom, because we're going to need to search for our Revolt. And Tengu will then put a Tengu on board. At this point, we're going to go with our Link 3 into our Rugal. And Tengu will put a Tengu on board. Oh yeah, Rugal's going to be there, isn't it? That's fine. Then we're going to go Link 2 into... Yeah, it makes sense to go Farragut. We'll go Farragut. And we're now out of Tengus, so we're going to go Link 4 into our Griffin. Our Bear Broom and our Farragut will both go off, so we're going to go with our Farragut Chain Link 1 and Bear Broom Chain Link 2. That will then let us search for our Revolt. Shuffle up our deck. And then we will draw a card, which is a Kit, and we will place a card back on the bottom of our grave. We're going to put the Nerval actually back into the deck. And then we're going to set our Revolt. And again, in our opponent's standby phase, we're going to activate the Revolt. And we're going to special summon back our Bear Broom, Nerval, and a Kit. We're then going to go Link 4 into our Shuriag. Again, I would do this during the standby phase, because that way we've set ourselves up really nice. Our Kit, our Bear Broom will search us out Airborne Assault, because that will then let us special summon any monster we really want out of the deck next turn. And our Nerval will search us out Karis. And I don't think we'd actually use our Kit's effect at this point, because we want to keep the Nerval for next turn. And we don't need to fuel the grave anymore. That way, on our next turn, we've got a special summon of our Karis. We can banish off, sending our Kit, and then we can banish off 4 from our grave to put another Shuriag on board, or whatever it is we want to do. We can use Tri-Brigade Airborne Assault to special summon something big onto the field as well. Our opponent is still in this awkward, uncomfortable situation where they're going to have to deal with Rugal's special summon, putting something on board, triggering Shuriag, and they're not going to be able to activate special summon monsters' effects unless they find a way to get a link arrow pointing to their own monsters. We've also started to build ourselves a bit of a U-Link, what with our board just being set up the way it is. Potentially we'd finish that U-Link on our next turn, and then that would lock our opponents out of special summon monster's effects altogether. So, that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave us a like, leave us a comment, and leave us a subscribe. Check out the deck profile for this down in the description below. And I will see you guys at the next video.